But sometimes we got to put a little bit of a twist on it. We got to change it up a little bit. And so I'm going to do some of the things that I don't get to do on Saturday morning on CNN. That's all right right now. All right. First, I want you to kind of go through this with me for a moment. I want you to visualize something. Have you anybody who have been to the beach? Y'all been to the beach before, right? Make sure I'm in the right. Y'all been to the beach?
Yes.
Sometimes when you go to the beach, and recently on the trip to the beach, I found myself standing there on the shore and standing there with my feet planted in the sand. I felt the sand and I looked out and I could see the waters as far as my eyes could see, and I could see the sun there. I could see the clouds, and I began to think about going into the deep. I began to think about launching out into the deep and what that meant to go into the deep. And I realized as I walked closer to the water that I could feel my toes touching the water, that I was going somewhere and I was moving forward. But at that moment, I felt like I wanted to just stop and stand still as my feet kind of dangled there right there in the water. And I realized that I was in the shallow end and it felt safe. But what I realized is that I'd heard news reports that even people have been getting shot by sharks standing in the shallow end. So it's not always that safe. And sometimes we find ourselves standing in the shallow ends of life thinking that it's okay. That we can just stay here because we know that it's the familiar. But again, people have been bitten by sharks standing in the shallow end. And then I decided, what if I go a little bit deeper? I go into that place where, my feet kind of come off the floor of the ocean and I'm treading water. And that's that comfort zone I realize that I'm still standing in, because we tread. Where we wake up, we eat, we go to work. We come home, we watch TV, we go to sleep. We wake up, we go to work, we eat. We come home, watch TV, and we go to sleep. And it's the cycle. And we're treading water. We're going nowhere. But then I realized, what if I launch out into the deep, where I go out far into the deep, where I swim as far as I can swim. I swim to the point where my arms become little noodles and my legs become dead weight. Where I feel like I want to stop and I want to give up. And I have to tell myself to keep pushing. Don't quit. When I'm reminded of Finding Nemo and Dory saying, keep swimming, keep swimming, keep swimming. Because I want to stop swimming because things get hard and people tell me I can't and my bills are due and everything is happening and I want to just quit, but I can't quit because I know there's something inside of me that's telling me to keep swimming. But I know that my true rewards are out in the deep. That's where the true rewards are. That's where things happen. That's where the people are waiting for me to do something. It's not on the shallow ends of life, but in the deep.
Yes.
And if I want to find what I'm truly supposed to find or what I'm purposed to find, I'm not going to find it here thinking I'm safe. I'm going to have to launch out into the deep. I'm going to have to swim until I can swim no more. I'm going to have to go until I cannot go anymore and push myself to limits and realize that my true rewards are in the deep. All right? That's where I want you guys to go. And if you're there, we can take it a little bit further. Because what I've realized is that it's easier to be oppressed than it is to be free. I don't know if that heard me. I'm going to say one more time. It's easier to be oppressed than it is to be free. That's why Harriet Tubman carried a gun.
Yeah.
And it wasn't for the free people, it was for the slaves. Because they wanted to know, where are you taking us? Where are we going? I've never been there before. What's freedom? And when I think about that, because freedom comes at a price, and it's a price that we're willing to pay. Freedom ain't free.
Not at all.
So when I think about freedom and I think about going out to freedom, I think about some of my friends that sit and talk to me and say, man, I don't want to go to work on Tuesday. I hate my job, but I get paid on Friday. It's the same, to me it's saying that, yeah, I'm a slave, but, he beat me on Tuesday, but he paid me on Friday and we eat good. That's what I want you to think about as far as what it means for you to be free. And I used to have this uncle that was one of my favorite uncles. He was near and dear to me. Growing up, he used to always tell me to go long. And he would say, go long, young soldier, go long. And I'm like, I don't think long. What are you talking about? Go long. He would say, go long, young soldier, go long. And my uncle began to get ill, and he had cancer. We would begin to have these deep sort of conversations where he would just call me and check on me, and we would talk for hours. And then at the end of the conversation, he would say, go long, young soldier. During this time, I really began to realize what he was talking about when he told me to go long. He wanted me to go as far as I could, or press as hard as I could press. And my uncle used to call me Wide Clyde. And he would always say, Wide Clyde, go long. Young soldier, go long. And as my uncle lied there in his deathbed calling me Wide Clyde, that phrase reverberates in my head, and the question is, how long is long? And how far is that? And for this journey, do I need the pack? All the baggage I've accumulated, times I was frustrated because I was stuck in the hatred, filled with lies and hatred. To go long, how much is the fee? And do I go all the way to the place where the sun meets the sea and there's no one left but me? Standing there asking myself questions like, when I grow up, what do I want to be? What was that thing that I held so close and loved so dearly? What about the times I screamed out, God, and I just knew he couldn't hear me? Those were the times I couldn't lean on my friends because they wouldn't understand, nor my kinfolk, because I think about all the days where I've been broke. Pockets filled with a little lint, a few cents, and a whole lot of hope. See, I always wanted to be a big time, well, you fill in the blank, but my dream shifted when the dream stealers looked at me sideways and told me that I can't. Eyes wide with expectations of a dream's manifestation into reality with thoughts of an exorbitant salary, but they would tell me wasn't realistic. So much negativity that I just could have kissed it goodbye because I believed the hype. Been told too often that my dream was a pipe. Maybe that's why I felt like a fiend at night, sweating and shaking throughout my body, rocking back and forth, reminiscent of Reverend Jackson saying, I am somebody. I am somebody. Or I had dreams of things or was seeing that I was headed down the road towards my goal, but instead I'm stuck on the road with no change for the toll. See, my life is like a puzzle piece. I'm caught somewhere between the jig and the saw, wondering who moved my cheese like him and Hall. See, the gift that's been given to me is the ability to see not what's in the physical, but what my mind's eye is critical to my existence. So please don't confuse my persistence for something that is not. That's why I go hard with all that I've got. See, lips become an accelerant, tongue becomes flame, therefore my words are hot. See, I've been pushing the limits of false evidence appearing real, so I decided to steal the moment, live for the day, say yeah like Usher, and do it my way. Or usher in the season, for this is the reason that I choose to live big and not merely exist. To live big and not merely exist. To dream dreams that allow my mind to grow. And so I pass the collection plate into my dreams you might sow.